percentages of accurate or like validity or claim, you know?
Sure, yeah.
I mean, that's the other thing too. You don't have to speak to a skeptic with the all or nothing mindset with it. You can just start with the gospel, start there, and then you get to Jesus and the rest will fall into place. So like, I think that.
Yeah, I don't mind. Like if somebody's like, oh, well, I think the Bible's, accounting of the Exodus story has mistakes in it. I'm completely willing to say, cool, I'll grant you that. Let's shelf it for a later conversation. Can we have a conversation that is of a more kind of fundamental nature?
Right.
Once we figure that out, then we can look at that.
Right.
So I'm concerned on the mere Christianity conversations quite a bit. Because I think some of these things, sort of understanding how knowledge works and how things precede other things, right? It's like, I believe this, and then based on that, I can have this other belief and then have this other belief. And people sometimes want to have a conversation that's here on the belief kind of scale, and they haven't had the fundamental foundational conversations. Let's have that. I'm very interested in this. And if you affirm this, I'll give you an example. Somebody says, I don't believe the miracle claims in the Bible. I go, great. Why don't you believe the miracle claims in the Bible? And then they'll say something like, because miracles are impossible. I go, hang on. So you've already made up your mind that miracles are impossible. Therefore, obviously, you won't believe the miracle claims. So let's have a conversation about whether miracles are possible. And then we'll talk about whether miracle claims of the Bible are trustworthy. Let's talk about that. And then you realize the reason why they think miracles are impossible is because they don't believe God exists in the first place. It's like, well, duh, yeah, of course you would believe that. So let's have a conversation on God's existence.
Right.
And again, when we break this down, my conversations are so like chill and fun. And if I realize people are getting kind of heated and stuff like that, I kind of just stop it and say, why don't we have a conversation about something else right now?
Right, right.
Like, I'm not in the mood. Maybe I was when I was younger. To just like argue with you for 4 hours.
Right. And then I'm coming to the point of learning and discerning, because time is more and more of a precious resource the older I get. All right, discerning not only like their cultural background, like just hearing what the music is behind their question, but is there actual a desire to seek the truth? And if that desire is not there, I'm like, I could just be wasting my efforts and time, you know? I think there's some level of like desiring this for it to be found, you know?
Yeah, like to an end. And I think that's a good use of our time.
Right.
Again, like you said, our time is precious, right? I've told people straight up on my YouTube channel, people have called in and tried to get into an argument, and I've told them, hey man, listen, I could literally be spending this time watching my kid play soccer right now, and it'll be way worth more my time.
Right.
And it will be way better for my kid to see his dad there than for me just to argue so we can prove who knows more. I'm not interested in that.
Right, right.
You might be smarter than me. Tomorrow I might be smarter than you. Like, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean whether the stuff we believe is true.
Yeah.
Right. Or the evidence we have is actually backed up by whatever.
Yeah.
And so just if you have a heart to pursue truth, then we're going to have a fruitful conversation.